Thank you, and great to see everybody here today talking about this important subject. I think if we look at Gabon, Gabon is 88% covered in forest. We're up to 21% protected areas on land. The president created a whole series of 20 marine protected areas 2 years ago, which brings us up to 27% protected in the oceans. We're working on a series of 3 or 4 new national parks on land. So as a country, we are committed to 30-30, and we are taking steps to get there, hopefully before 2030. We could even conceivably get there by 2025. We'll see how that goes. And obviously, that 30% figure is important, but in a country like Gabon, where that leaves another 50% or more of tropical rainforest outside of the protected areas, then managing the forests, making living forests important to the Gabonese people, finding ways to create livelihoods and riches from forests that are being exploited sustainably for timber or for non-timber forest products is equally critical. So I think the protection of the creation of protected areas is critical. Protected areas tend to be areas where there's no disturbance. And so in terms of our biodiversity strategy, we'll probably find that 50 to 60% of our biodiversity is protected in those 30% of pristine protected areas. But then we need to look at sustainable management of other natural areas, natural resources, to bring that complement up. And protected areas around the world play an important role in fighting climate change. But again, if you look across the Congo Basin, if we only protect the protected areas, we lose the battle against climate change. We need the protected areas maybe as a foundation. We need them as an insurance policy, because in worked forests, we're going to lose certain aspects of the biodiversity, so we may need to restore things in the future. But then we really need to look across the Congo Basin, which is so important for this battle against climate change, both above and below ground, because you have the huge stocks of carbon locked up in the forest, but huge stocks of carbon locked up in the soil as well, in the peat areas across the 2 Congos and Gabon. And so we need to extend this thinking outside of the protected areas, and we need to find ways to make these critical ecosystems more valuable to countries like Gabon and the people of Gabon as standing forests and intact ecosystems, than they are transformed into something much less rich and therefore much less resilient, with fewer ecosystem services. And so that's the approach that we're taking in Gabon. And it's an approach that we're talking a lot about all across the Congo Basin as we work together to try and preserve the Congo Basin forests.